So some of you have probably seen the so-called Shakespeare Code, where William Shakespeare's signature is supposedly written into Psalm 46. This is an interesting issue. Here is a little bit of the discussion of this.
When he was 46 years of age, Shakespeare wrote this in the James the First edition of the Holy Bible, and he was 46 years of age. This is Psalm 46. And if you read 46 words forward, you get the word shake. And if you go 46 words backward, you get spear, which equals Shakespeare. Now, to let people know who he really was, he got Shakespeare, and then if you put the 4 and 6 together makes 10, it makes William Sly, Birmingham. So, it was really William Shakespeare and William Sly of Birmingham. So Shakespeare was...
Okay, so this is an interesting issue. Now, first of all, I suspect there's Bible codes that we don't know, mostly undiscovered yet, all over the scripture. I don't see how there couldn't be. So to find some kind of code like this between two interesting words like shake and spear is not entirely surprising. And I suspect there's other wordplay like this all over the scripture that just hasn't been discovered yet. But that's another issue. So people want to say, oh, this means that William Shakespeare signed his name into Psalm 46 at the age of 46, therefore he's telling everybody that he's the actual author of the Bible, and the Bible is therefore fake. That's roughly the position that I think someone's going to entertain with this. Now, that could be considered one theory, just to be fair. But the problem is there's equally sound opposing theories as well. For example, we know that there's all kinds of question marks on who wrote what and so forth, all through the Middle Ages and into the Renaissance and Enlightenment. There's a lot of questions about who Shakespeare really was, what he really wrote, and so forth. I'm not saying that these are conclusions that Shakespeare didn't write everything that's attributed to him. I'm just saying there's lots of questions. And if someone wanted to try to discredit the Bible, all they'd have to do in the 1500s, 1400s, 1300s, whenever, is just find a code like this and then say there's a person with a certain name and say that they wrote it. I mean, one could compose a code any way they wanted. Let's go to Psalm 88. If I go 12 words in, it's night, and 12 words from the end, it's friend. I could say there's somebody named Night Friend, kind of like 2 words, like Shakespeare. And I could say, oh, the guy Night Friend wrote this. Or else, if there isn't such a person as Night Friend, you could just invent that person, or find some person with that name, or invent some person that had that name, or give someone that name, change their name to give them that name. So why is that any stronger or weaker of a theory than the Shakespeare Code? And the answer is it's not. Probably not any stronger or weaker. We're just dealing in the realm of theory. You could make up codes any way you wanted. So to say that there's Shakespeare in this way in Psalm 46 doesn't really tell anything. Now let's say somebody wanted to take the 88th word of Psalm 88. The 88th word is me, the King James. And the 88th word from the end is darkness, me darkness. I mean, that's like Shakespeare, me darkness. I mean, Shakespeare just is 2 words put together. You could do this with any psalm. Let's go to Psalm 13. The 13th word into it is hide. And the 13th word from the end is me. Oh, there's a code, hide me. And that would mean something. See, the King James is about, how long will the Lord forget me? You could put together a code there. It means something overall for this. Or you could say there's someone who had the name hide me, or anything. So the Shakespeare Code doesn't really accomplish any kind of information of any sort, because there's just too many different theories you could compose with why those words show up like that. And that there's a person named Shakespeare, again, that could have just been invented. And there was so much pseudonymity going on in the ancient world and into the Middle Ages and the Renaissance and Enlightenment that there's actually some credibility to think that Shakespeare didn't write everything that was attributed and so forth.